So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today I'm going to be answering Ask HR questions because I'm banned. This is a long-running series that I've been running on my channel for probably the entirety of the channel. I'm answering questions that you guys don't get to hear my response to because I am banned from this subreddit. And I think that sometimes I have a unique and interesting take. Sometimes I'm a pretty standard best practices in HR. But we have a disclosing a disability in Michigan. We have a wrong interview date in New York, and we have a husband's employer reduced his pay without notifying him out of Oklahoma. So let's get into this. Let's get going. First up is from Michigan. Question is, when do I disclose a disability? They're an HR person looking for employment. They should probably know the answer to this, to be quite honest. They have daily chronic migraines, but they need time off for appointments that can sometimes take a day. It's technically a disability. No, it's straight up a disability. Just for anyone out there, that's a disability. And I think it's reasonable for me to ask for time off, unpaid if necessary. It's gonna probably always be unpaid, in advance so I can receive my treatments. When do I disclose this to the hiring manager or my manager itself? Well, I wouldn't disclose this until after you get the offer letter and let people know, but you're going to have a hard time. So this is an FMLA qualifying event. What that means is that you should use FMLA for this, but you're not going to have FMLA for the first year. So this isn't an ADA accommodation issue. This is an FMLA issue because because you won't qualify for FMLA in the first year. That's when it becomes a disability issue, and that's when it becomes questionable. If they're only going for treatments and they're asking for treatments in advance, and it's not a sufficient or substantial amount of time, this shouldn't be a terribly big problem, right? It's just asking for paid time off. You're using whatever vacation you have in advance, and you do it. However, an indefinite period of time where you're being absent from work and it's not related to pregnancy could be considered uh, not something that the company can accommodate, and that would probably be totally legal. It depends on the nature of the company and when you are working and where you're working. That said, any HR professional should know this because that is standard basic HR functional knowledge. So I think it's really interesting. I hope that you are successful. If you are disclosing a disability, do it after your offer letter. But I think that actually this disability could be quite substantial and sort of difficult to be accommodated, in my opinion. Next up is a goofy one out of New York. They put a wrong interview date on a follow-up thank you email. How bad does this look? They had a second interview, went great, thanked them for their time. I stopped thanking people for their time a long time ago. I mean, maybe it's rude, but I still get job offers, so I suppose it doesn't really matter. But they said, thank you for meeting with him on Friday, and it was actually a Thursday. I actually don't think anyone will read the email or care. I don't like thank you notes. I mean, this isn't the 1980s anymore, 1990s. I know that people recommend thank you notes, but I just think it's a little silly. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about it because, again, it's a little silly. This one I'm really live reacting to. I didn't read it beforehand. It's important to understand the general gist, so I decided to include it. Person works for Walmart as an associate about 2 months ago, making $15 an hour. They've been paid, and the checks have always felt a little short. They brushed it off thinking it was taxes, etc. They were looking at it, and it was actually $14 an hour. The short checks made sense now. The husband let the boss know about the error and so that it could be fixed. They told the husband that the pay rate was reduced to $14 an hour on his first day, and that his pay rate may be changed at any time without notice or reason. That doesn't sound accurate. The reason is true. Pay rate can be changed ahead of time without reason, in theory, I guess, but at Walmart, I doubt it. But with respect to notice, no, you have to give notice before they start working for that. Says, I don't see how this is legal, considering you signed an offer letter with a specific wage listed, never received any indication whatever that his pay would be reduced. This is frustrating because husband turned down a job with a different company. So, I mean, So the answer is no. It can't be reduced without notice. You can't secretly change someone's pay to a lower rate without telling them. The question is whether or not they told them or not. I mean, I think that that's interesting, but you can't do it without telling them. So he should receive about 2 months worth of pay at $1 extra an hour, right? So, if he's working 40 hours a week, I don't know, it's $320, something like that. But going forward, now that he's been notified, his pay can be reduced to $14 an hour, and that is under the current system in the United States completely legal. It's an
What do you think
unfortunate
about today's
situation, but it's
video?
ultimately a
Please
contract, not
comment
a,
down
or it's
below.
ultimately an offer letter, not a
Like,
contract.
share, and subscribe.
Let me
It
know what you
really
think in the
helps
comments down
out.
below.
And
Like,
I'll
share,
see
and
you on the
subscribe,
next
and I'll
one.
see you on the
Bye,
next video. Bye,
guys.
guys.